Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you are having a good Thursday. As you can see, we did a little bit more house cleaning, and that means one thing, we're going to fill this up again. So this is a flea market finds video. This past Sunday and Monday, my wife and I went to some flea markets over in Anderson that we've been to before, found some pretty good things over there, and then went to Richmond, Indiana, which is about an hour and change drive for us. So we went to a few flea markets and antique malls over there, found some really cool stuff in some of those as well. Looked those up on Google Maps, wanted to go to some different places and see if we can find some different things. So we're just going to start off with some random NASCAR diecast here. First one is a 1997 Racing Champions Joe Nemechek. Of course, this is when Joe was driving for Sabco. Always liked those subscript numbers. Added a little character to the Sabco team. Of course, Kyle's was like that too, and this would have been the first year after Kyle Petty drove the car, because it's a Chevrolet here. They were Pontiacs the year before with Kyle Petty and Coors Light as sponsorship. Up next, and this used to be, or I don't want to say used to be, this is from 1991, I believe. Yeah, 1991. This is a Racing Champions. This is Greg Trammell. I believe Greg was like a tire or transmission specialist for Harry Melling's team. There you see Harry Melling in the middle. There's Greg Trammell. And this is actually an ARCA car that Greg ran. And I believe he won a race. There you see Bill Elliott Ford on the hood. This is where the price tag was. I just got to clean that up a little bit. But always, I don't think I have that one. Or if I do, I don't know. Nonetheless, it's just an interesting ad. Up next, this is from 2000. Also Racing Champions. This is Wally Dahlenbach Car 75. This was the team that started life as Raymock Motorsports. Then in the mid-90s, Butch Mock and Bob Rahilly split. It became Butch Mock Motorsports after that, about 1995, I guess, 94, 95, thereabouts. Then in the late 90s, Butch Mock sold to a guy named, I believe it was Darwin Orant, and this team was actually called Galaxy Motorsports and had a rotating sponsorship from all the Turner companies. And the team folded after the 2000 season. Oops, I'm going to lose a few cars here. Up next from 1995, I've got one that I originally purchased at Meyer and Muncie, but I seen this one, thought I would pick it up as well, as it had a good price. 1995 champion, so Jeff's first Cup Series champion, has this nice little medallion and the car on the little pedestal there. So there you see it's got the champion... I guess you'd call the championship crest on the roof. So I thought that was pretty cool. Up next from Road Champs, so this is going to be like 1991 or thereabouts, 1992 maybe. Richard Petty. So there you see the Pontiac, the facsimile signature, and the STP Pontiac in all of its glory. So every time I see one of those for a good price, I like to pick it up. I think I might have one or two of those. Not real sure. Same with this next one. 1997 edition Jeff Gordon Racing Champions. This is the final release of Jeff Gordon with Racing Champions. There you see Pepsi on the car. So I can't remember if Pepsi was with them in 96 or 97, but they had a lot of associate sponsor changes during this time. There you see Slick 50, Pyro used to be on there, Quaker State used to be Valvoline. So there's a lot of rotating parts and pieces here. But 1997, that particular release was the last one Jeff had with Racing Champions, as he became exclusive to Action after that. Up next is, well, it's somewhat unpunched. It's a little loose, but a 1993 edition, Joe Nemechek, had Dentine sponsorship. There you see Lozito's Pharmacy, one of the co-sponsors on his team when he won the title in 92 in the Busch Series. I seen this one, I had to get it as well from Action, but it's not NASCAR, NHRA. John Force and the Brute Force. Monza, there you see that. Always like this Action Platinum series, as I thought it was a very, very detailed series for 1/64th scale cars. We're starting to run out of room here. This one, and I didn't realize it till I looked on the back, but this is from 2001, this Earnhardt. And I was looking at the car, and if you see in the silver, right in front of the tire there, the rear tire, does have the Oreo decal, so Oreo was on his car in 2001. Then another Earnhardt Winner Circle Lifetime Series car. Can't remember if I had this one or not, but this is a Busch Series car, number 3. It is a Pontiac, and it is green, and it does not have the italicized 3 because Greg Sacks actually qualified this, or did not qualify this car, and Dale crashed his car in practice that he had qualified, so Buddy Baker, who was the owner of Greg Sacks' team, let them borrow that car for the race. So that's why it has Lowe's Foods and has that oddball number 3 on there. Up next from Winner's Circle, the Winston Cup scene, Dale Earnhardt photo finish. I believe it's, still 1/64 scale. And there you see on the inside, it does have a little bit of the article about the race, but a nice little piece there. Up next is from Revell, the 1996 Goodwrench Olympic car. So this is a very nice one. I do have this one. Do I have this one up on my wall? No, I don't. But I do have my original one that I bought years ago at Kmart. And you see somebody still left the Hill sticker, or I'm sorry, KB's Toy Store sticker on that one. Pretty cool. And you guys know I pick this up any chance I get. And it does have the Hill sticker on there. But the inaugural Brickyard car, I think I paid $2 for this one. I won't pay really any more for that. I did, $2. I did mark the price out on some of these that I bought. But I won't pay any more than $2 for those. Up next is the R&L Carriers car. I believe Morgan Shepherd was driving. There you see Morgan's name. And I'm really starting to get into the exclusives. There you see R&L's where they haul to or where they're based out of, etc. 1997. Kind of an odd year for Morgan. He drove for a handful of teams. Jerry Nadeau actually drove this car for 5 races when Morgan left the team to go drive for Jasper Motorsports, and then that kind of became a fiasco too. I believe Lance Hooper also drove the one car for a bit. Then up next, these are from 1991, and they have the backs are slightly different, and the fronts, you will notice Derek Cope, both the number 10 car, but look at the fronts of the cars, and you'll see that the noses are molded differently. So I believe one of them is actually done as a Buick or an Oldsmobile, and this one is done as a Chevy. So with Racing Champions, there's a lot of 1990, 91, 92. You want to look at the mold of the car or the die of the car, the die cast of the car, to make sure that you're getting what model of car or what make a car or whatever, because there's a lot of different ones. Up next from 1996, Racing Champions Jeff Gordon. And I'm going to start setting some of these off camera because we're just running out of room here because I've got about 8 or 10 more cars to go. Up next is from, what year is this? 2001 Racing Champions Dave Blaney. Chase the Race. Thought this was a sharp looking car. The BP. Of course, they were kind of tied in with Amoco for quite a long time. Up next is another one from 1992. Sterling Marlin, Busch Series car that he drove a few races for Jack Ingram. This is a Jack Ingram-owned car, but Sterling did drive it for a couple races. I believe he did reasonably well. We've got some Johnny Lightning Indy 500 cars here. So this is a 1974 winner, Johnny Rutherford, with the pace car. I think Johnny Lightning, the racing series, is a sleeper product because they're done real nice, and the back of them has a little bit of information. These are the IndyCar winners that you can collect. I've already got a couple of these, but I seen the Johnny Rutherford. Wanted to add that one. Also picked up the 1992 winner, Unser Jr. Of course, this was the closest 500 finish in history, and I listened to part of that race on the radio taking my driver's test for driver's ed. So I remember that race really well. And the final, this is not the final car of the day, but the final Johnny Lightning IndyCar Series card, 1975 winner, Bobby Unser. Of course, he passed away this year with the pace car. So again, I think the Johnny Lightning stuff is sleeper product. You don't see and hear a lot about it, but I think they're just really, really well done. Got a couple more racing champions here. Picked these up for a really good price. Couldn't pass on these. First one's from 1991. Michael Waltrip. And this is the original Pennzoil car in NASCAR. And there you see it doesn't have the little Tampo decals on it or anything. It's a very clean looking car. They don't even have Pennzoil on the deck lid. So that's just how they did it back then. Up next is AJ Foyt. Of course, this was his Cup Series car, and this is the Oldsmobile molding. So at least they got that right. But this car can also be found, I think, in the Lumina molding and in the Pontiac molding. Our final Racing Champions car is Davey Allison. This was the car he ran in 1990. Now, this picture is from 1989. But this car is actually the one he ran in 1990. And it was the only year that he ran it with the black car with the gold decals, or the gold numbers, because in 1991 they switched to the orange decals. But they did run the gold numbers, as you can see right here, when they ran the white, black, and red trim number 28, which is one of the sharpest cars out there. Last couple cars we got, these weren't from flea markets. We stopped at a Walmart on the way home, and again, I just happened to look over, had a couple cars hanging, and I really like these. These are throwback cars from this year. So Wave 9, the Joey Logano Mario Andretti throwback. Just thought that was super sharp the way that that looks. And the final car of the day, and we'll call it a day here on the channel, let you guys go, because this is a 12-minute video, and look at all the die casts. We're just running out of room here. So I got to get this cleared up. Final car is the Josh Berry Dale Earnhardt Jr. 2001 Pepsi 400 throwback. It's a shame that they could not use the italicized 8 that make it look correct. But that is the All-Star Game paint scheme. There you see Tire Pros on the car. So anyway, with lots of cars on the way that I'm going to have to clean up so I can do tomorrow's video. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun. We'll probably have a lot more flea market finds videos because I've got a lot of flea markets that I'm finding on Google Maps that I want to go check out. So anyway, what was your favorite diecast that you've seen today? Let me know down in the comments. As always, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Want to see those sub numbers come up. Really means a lot to me. So as always, thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and we will see you tomorrow.